We are live and we are back. We got to talk. You see, most of the time, we talk about Hollywood. Most of us are aware. There's something ongoing. We know the story with Taraji. We know the story with many actors and actresses who are melanated. But it seems to go through one ear and out the next. So I want to rehash this story and I want to talk about a few things because we need to also support each other by speaking about situations, because in speaking about situations, we realize that our youth who aspire to go into the entertainment industry may not go there. Sometimes they will, but if they know the real deal. And most of the time, most don't know. You know how talented people are that we have in our community, especially the churches. Go to any black church, and you're going to hear some heavenly throat sounds, song. Either it's a male or a female. And let's hope we can tell the difference. This is 2025, not to be funny. And we have such an abundance of talent. But why does it funnel down when it comes to Hollywood, the entertainment world, the music industry? I consider that one big thing, even though it's two separate avenues, right? But it's this unwritten rule: discounted black excellence. Where can we shine and be compensated and revered and honored? Yes, as an actress or an actor, you're going to have different roles. Look, Denzel Washington had Training Day, didn't he, right? And he was good in it. But that's not all he did. It seems to me, and I'm not a Hollywood insider, so we get these roles, we take what they hand to us, and we do excellent with it. But we won't get the awards unless we play a whore, or a pimp, or a thug. Not all the time. But it seems as though you always have to pass that litmus test of dealing with a role that's demonstrated. I'm going to put bad. See it visually, you know what it is. And we're going to read off a few notes. A few things that crossed my mind. And again, this is how we do it. But I want to say welcome to the Lancescurv show. You always have to go to Lancescurv.com. That's where we have everything that we do. We can't put everything on YouTube. Let me check this screen. We're going to move forward. Okay, good. Hollywood, the land of dreams, glitz and glamour, has a dark underbelly, a cavernous gap where equity and representation ought to reside. It ought to reside. It ought to be there. While the entertainment industry has prided itself on narratives of progress and inclusion, black actors and actresses, even those at the pinnacle of their careers, have been subject to systemic racism and financial disparity. It's not new, but it's enraging. For decades, black entertainers have not only brought unmatched talent and charisma to the screen, but have also carried the weight of dismantling stereotypes while underpaid and undervalued. Djimon Hounsou, a two-time Oscar nominee, recently laid bare the truth, stating, "I still feel cheated," when discussing his financial struggles and systemic underpayment. Taraji P, Henson, MO'Nique, and others have echoed this sentiment, unveiling the painful reality that Black excellence in Hollywood often comes at a discounted price, if it gets recognized at all. I want to play a clip here. And let's see, let's go here. Okay, that looks good. Let's check this out. I got to put a little sound to this because I turned it down because it's looping over. Okay, let's get to the proper screen. Turn this up. Got to turn it up. You got to turn it up. It's going to loop over. This is not the beginning. It's a short clip. I want you to hear this.
It still has a long way to go. Systemic racism don't change like that anytime soon.
Growing up, you're one of the first big Black actors I saw in big budget films. So it's mind-boggling to me.
But that's a sign for you that systemic racism is not something that you can deal with lightly. You have to cope with it and survive the best way you can. I'm still struggling trying to make a living.
We'll let it roll.
After 30 years in this business.
I've been in this business and making films now over 2 decades, and still, you know, with 2 Oscar nominations, many big blockbuster films, and yet I'm still struggling financially to make a living. I'm definitely underpaid.
How has Hollywood changed in terms of African representation in what you see since you started out to what's being produced now?
I was nominated for a Golden Globe, but they ignored me for the Oscars, talking about the fact that they thought that I just came off the boat and off the streets. Even though I successfully did that, they just didn't feel like I was an actor for whom we should pay any respect to. So this conceptual idea of diversity, it still has a long way to go. Systemic racism don't change like that anytime soon.
Growing up.
Okay, you get the point. You get the point. So I have another clip I'm going to play shortly, but I want to read off a few of my notes once again. Here we go. Okay. Black performers must jump through flaming hoops of fire, outperform their counterparts, and still brace for the inevitable short change at the negotiation table. The unwritten rule of Hollywood seems to be, give us your culture, your talent, your everything, but don't expect a fair paycheck on a leading role. A name anonymous with exceptional performances in films like Amistad and Blood Diamond has revealed, as you just saw, that even after decades in Hollywood, he struggles to land leading roles or receive the paychecks his white counterparts command. Despite being a 2-time Oscar nominee, Hounsou's career highlights the systemic racism that typecasts Black actors and caps their earnings. Hollywood may applaud his performances, but it doesn't value him as it should. Taraji P. Henson, box office gold, pocket change. Taraji P. Henson, whose name alone sells tickets, has been vocal about the disparities. She revealed that even after the success of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, she had to fight tooth and nail to be compensated fairly for her role. Her story mirrors the broader reality for Black actresses who are too often underpaid despite delivering award-worthy performances. Let's play that clip. Let me go to her screen. We're going to play this clip. Give me a moment, people. We're going to get there. Just roll with me. Roll with me. Here we go. We're going to share this. I'm going to take this screen down, and we're good to go. Let's see how that looks. Good. Let's play this one.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot.
Yeah.
I'll have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind. So when someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million. No, that's not that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay. So do the math. Now we have 5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed,
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that.
Wow. How do we deal with this? Look at her. She's so accomplished, and they do her like this. I don't know where I heard this from, but I heard this one role that she excelled in and got paid $50,000. $50,000. Do you know how much they make off of these movies? And she's a star certified. And she's reduced to tears. And she's an actress, and I'm quite sure she can do well in trying to hold them back. But when someone like her can't hold the tears back, you know it's something. This is so cruel. And this is not just Hollywood. This is across the board. The corporate arena, middle class, blue collar people, people working jobs that don't pay much at minimum wage. Our white counterparts always get more, and others who have their honorary white card. Let me not get too fiery before they try to snatch this particular video down. We ain't going to have that. We're going to come back with this. I just want to go back to the notes because I have a lot that I have to say and a lot that I jotted down. Mo'Nique, the Oscar that changed nothing. Mo'Nique's win for Precious should have been a career-defining moment, but instead it led to public battles over pay and respect in the industry. She exposed how her demand for fair play was met with blackballing, highlighting a system that punishes Black women for advocating for themselves. Hattie McDaniel, the first but forgotten. In 1940, Hattie McDaniel became the first Black actor to win an Academy Award for her role in Gone with the Wind. But her triumph came to bitter seating meant she wasn't allowed to sit with her castmates at the Oscars ceremony. After her win, her career dwindled and she was pigeonholed into playing maids and nannies, roles that reflected the limited imagination of white Hollywood executives. Now, really and truly, shouldn't we have our own? Don't they have Bollywood and don't they have all these different Black Star and these are different countries? But as the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said long ago, and it has been stated as fact that Black folks in America, if we pooled our money together, we would be the 11th largest country on the planet. The 11th largest country. Now, that was years ago. I remember him saying that back in the late 1980s. He said this, right? So we'll come back to this, right? But I got so much to say about this. Make sure to follow me. And I hate the lingo of social media to say follow. I'm not a cult leader, y'all. But just make sure I have to use the lingo because we all understand that to be what it is. But make sure to follow me on X, Lancescurv X on X, or Twitter if you choose to call it that. Lancescurv.com on TikTok, Lancescurv on Facebook, and the Lancescurv Show on YouTube. Now, many people have said, oh, you've unsubscribed me. I can't do that to people. And why would I want to? The fact of the matter is that they snatched the channel and we're coming back strong. And so when you find me, make sure, and for those who are subscribed, make sure to hit the like button to push the algorithm, because sometimes you have them people who do them things to you. You know what I mean? To try to knock you off, but there's no stopping me. I have the determination of a roach after a nuclear bomb is dropped. I'm not going nowhere, all right? We're here. So we're going to continue on. It's heartbreaking when you see people ply their craft sincerely, knowing the obstacles, and still they move forward only to just see it get tougher and tougher, and you're not getting paid. You see, no matter what you do, whether you're a boxer, whether you're a person who's a high school teacher, whether you're an actor or actress or person who works in the coal mine, well, you may not be passionate about that. That might be the only employment that you can get. But you learn what it is that you're supposed to do, and you pursue it with passion, no matter what it is. My father always told me, even if you're a floor, and your opportunities will open up. Now, he's not telling me just to be a floor sweeper. Understand that. But wherever you find yourself, as long as you're trying to excel and be the best that you can be, there's no shame in it. And even if you have less money at a particular time because what you're doing doesn't pay much, never feel bad when you see someone with more. Maybe they did it the right way, or we don't know what they did to get that money. There's a lot of fraudulent people out here. Right? Hollywood has always had a knack for boxing Black actors into roles that perpetuate stereotypes. The angry Black woman, the struggling African immigrant, the hyper-aggressive or emasculated Black man. These categories not only limit the creative potential of Black performers, but also reinforce harmful societal narratives. Now, I'm not going to say it, but how many of us remember, for those, and I'm telling my age, I'm 62 in April, I'm proud of it, who remember the stand-up comedy Eddie Murphy Raw? I think it was Eddie Murphy Raw, right? And he said when he traveled the world, or even when foreigners came into America, and they would see him, Eddie, how are you, Eddie? Eddie, that's the F you, man. F you, Eddie. See? It's like when people see Jamaicans and they say, oh, brother, you have weed, bumba. I don't want to say the whole word. I don't want to be disrespectful. But it's powerful in projecting these stereotypes to the world, and the world will think that we're less than what we are. And we do have some in our community that are wayward. Understand that. And it can also influence us to see ourselves only in one category or two categories. Oh, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a basketball player. Yeah, and you're right, Reese, the overly sexual female or male. And we do have power in that arena naturally, but they try to showcase it and make it that that's all we are. So when we have others that view us and are women, Hollywood may put them up to be playthings. And so the world will see them like that. Not all now, but some, and I would say the majority. We can't say and take a proper survey. People admit that hang-ups, they have. I know for a fact, and I read this before, with pornography, that in the South of America, the United States, for those who don't know, there's racism all over the world. We know that. There's a lot of racism in America. It's so soaked and embedded and saturated. But I found it funny when I found out this statistic that still holds true, that even in the porn world, which is a big business, interesting site that I ran across, they said that the viewership of interracial porn was skyrocketed. It's the limit, the pinnacle in the South, where Black men with white women was the most viewed category. Now, I know that both Black men, we have some, and white men and all kind of men, Indian men, they watch this stuff. Women watch it also. But isn't it funny that in a place where the Black man is attacked and vilified, that these men would go home and want to see the man they hate with their woman? Isn't that, and that's even more sick. With that, I'm going to keep it a certain way. Yeah, you're right, Reese. There are a lot of white watching Black porn. They're fascinated. They're fascinated. I'm going to do some skits, some funny skits. I see these people doing skits on Facebook. And, you know, in the men's bathroom, you have urinals, and you have a bunch of urinals. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. I said, if we have 10 urinals and you go all the way to the last one, you can tell the man's kind of flip-flopping and sugar in his tank the closer he comes to urinate next to you. If you have 10 of them, the hetero way is to go to the other side. Why are you going to come up on me next to me? I'm on urinal 10 doing my business, and you come up to next to urinal 9 and you're like this, smiling at me. Do your business. Why are you smiling at me and trying to peek? No, man, that's suspect. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're going to leave that one alone. That's the whole of the show. Trust and believe. Let's carry on. In Hollywood, a box office flop for a Black actor can often signals career death. Meanwhile, white actors are granted second, third, and even fourth chances. How many times has Hollywood invested in a comeback for actors like Robert Downey Jr. or Ben Affleck? Compare that to the one and done attitude toward Black actors whose projects don't immediately meet financial expectations. This disparity sends a clear message. Black actors must not only succeed, they must succeed exceptionally or face the consequences. The reasons are deeply rooted in systemic racism and the legacy of white supremacy in Hollywood. Executives, overwhelmingly white and male, I can throw a few other categories in there, but they'll surely shut this down, continue to make decisions based on outdated and racist assumptions about what audiences want. They underestimate the global appeal of Black talent and cling to the notion that only white-led projects can be profitable. Moreover, The lack of Black executives in positions of power means that no one at the table advocating for fair pay and opportunities. Until these power structures are dismantled, Black actors will continue to face an uphill battle. Hollywood has built its empire on the backs of Black talent while refusing to compensate them fairly. From Hattie McDaniel to Djimon Hounsou, the stories remain the same. Black actors and actresses must work twice as hard for half, and not even the half, the recognition and pay. But the tide is changing as more performers like Taraji P, Henson, Mo'Nique, and Djimon Hounsou speak out. The industry is being forced to confront its failures. Audiences, too, are demanding more accountability. Hollywood has a choice: continuous legacy of exploitation or finally embrace true equity. The question is, will it rise to the occasion or will it cling to its old racist playbook? One thing is certain: Black talent will continue to shine with or without Hollywood's validation. Let me just say a little something here. We're going to do some bonus beats here, right? Let me see where we stand time-wise. Okay, we're good. We're good. I hope everybody is enjoying the perspective. You know, we like a lot of sport and play sometime, and we like to, you know, have an escape from the stresses of the world. But we also need to talk about stuff like this. And I wish, I'm going to investigate ways of speaking out on this where Hollywood actually hears it. We know they might ignore it, but we need to speak about this. And we need to have it where we can have our own platforms, our own way to make movies. It can't be that hard. I do know that it is difficult in the Hollywood hierarchy to get signed off on a project. And then there's a lot of brown nose and favoritism. And I'm going to say it, y'all. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it the way that's most safe. You know, rainbow, right? Small hat. Maybe I sabotaged this video, but it's more than meets the eye when you see who runs Hollywood. And they could be very, 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 I mean, they control everything. Politics, or I mean, come on. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, baby. Let the truth come out. Don't run now. I know I can't sing, right? Good. I'll go back to that again. But let's see if I'm allowed, if it's okay. Let me see. It won't be long. It won't be long. Mo'Nique, a celebrated actress and comedian, has had a tumultuous career marked by both triumphs and controversies. While her career challenges in Hollywood highlight systemic issues that disproportionately affect Black actresses, personal accounts suggest that Mo'Nique's interpersonal conflicts have played a significant role in her struggles. Understand now, this is not about hating on Mo'Nique. I'm splitting hairs here. I seek to unpack the dual narrative surrounding Mo'Nique, her fight for fair treatment in Hollywood, which is legit, and her reputation for being difficult in personal and professional relationships. See, Mo'Nique is a trailblazer, but we can't give her a pass on her tone and the way she talks to people. Mo'Nique has long spoken about the challenges she faced in Hollywood, claiming that she was unfairly labeled as difficult. This label, which often haunts outspoken women, particularly Black women, is a convenient tool to marginalize those who challenge the status quo. In Mo'Nique's case, She has raised valid concerns about unequal pay, limited roles for Black actresses, and the lack of recognition for her work. Her public fallout with industry giants like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels further cemented her reputation as a problematic figure. Mo'Nique accused them of failing to support her during critical moments in her career. Her criticism of Netflix for offering her significantly less money than her white counterparts also sparked widespread discussion about pay inequities in the entertainment industry. However, while her grievances against Hollywood are not without merit, Mo'Nique's approach to these conflicts has been viewed as adversarial. Her tone, public callouts, and perceived overreactions have overshadowed her valid points, alienating both her peers and sections of her audience. Beyond her professional personal relationships have also drawn scrutiny. She has been accused of being combative and unwilling to acknowledge the contributions of those who have supported her. For example, when conflicts arise, she has been known to call on the Black community for support. However, critics argue that her relationship with the community has been one-sided, as she has often failed to uplift others in the same way she seeks their loyalty. A particularly controversial moment involved her lawsuit against Netflix. While Mo'Nique called on the Black community to boycott Netflix in solidarity, many felt that her personal grievances were being framed as a collective racial injustice. This approach alienated some supporters who felt actions were more self-serving than altruistic. One recurring theme in discussions about Mo'Nique is her unwillingness to accept personal accountability. Her relationships with fellow entertainers have often ended in public spats, with figures like D.L. Hughley and others describing her as confrontational. Additionally, her professional relationships have suffered, with managers, agents, and even fellow Black artists distancing themselves from her. Critics suggest that Mo'Nique's reliance on her husband, Sidney Hicks, as both a personal and professional partner, have compounded these issues. Hicks' involvement in Mo'Nique's career has been polarizing, with some viewing him as a supportive partner and others criticizing his influence on her decisions and interaction. Mo'Nique's story is a complex one, blending legitimate grievances about systemic injustice with personal behaviors that have alienated supporters. Her fight for equality and recognition in Hollywood is an important one, shining a light on the struggles faced by Black actresses. However, the perception of Mo'Nique as a difficult person is not solely the result of industry bias. It is also shaped by her tone, actions, and interpersonal conflicts. As Mo'Nique continues her journey, the question remains, how can one balance the fight against injustice, foster positive personal and professional relations? The answer may lie in finding a way to express her grievances without alienating those around her. Mo'Nique's career highlights the dual challenge of navigating Hollywood as a Black woman while managing one's personal reputation. While her criticisms of the industry are valid and deserve attention, her personal interactions often complicate her narrative. Mo'Nique's story serves as a reminder that advocating for justice and fairness requires not only courage, but also humility and accountability. Let me continue to play this clip with Taraji as I wrap things down. But I'm glad you all are here. We're on Facebook right now, X, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Gadsden Gallery, yes, I see you. I'm glad you're here. Wow, time flies, doesn't it? Oh, I have to say it. Gadsden Gallery on Instagram. We went to junior high school together way back in the 70s. That's all I'll say. I won't blow you up anymore. And we have to catch up. Please call me. I've switched so many phones. I don't have your number no more. But I guess we can call from Instagram tomorrow sometime. I'm 5 hours ahead of you. You know, I'm in Ghana, West Africa. But we have to talk, you know. Very positive young lady she is. Always carrying herself with integrity and decency. And I'm proud of you. And I love you very much. You know, life is very short. And we have to give credit where credit is due. So let me continue to play this clip before we wrap down so we can just get a little feel on, okay, where am I now? Let's make it happen. And you know, right now for me, it's 12:27 a.m. and I should have been in bed a long time ago because I was up from 4 o'clock. And I usually wake up at those hours, right? So let's get this thing popping. Right, let's share the screen again. Let me bring it down to this side. And we'll make this happen. And I'll be back as soon as I wake up in the morning.
I get
It
that.
wears on you, you know? Because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling me? Yeah. And what does it tell me? Yeah.
You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what the fuck you doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I think it's an important message for people to hear because
And then
And
they
it's so
tell me we
glamorous,
don't
yes.
translate overseas.
yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing. And I see what you do for another production. And when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face. And I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it and just keep like, enough is enough. That's why I have other things. I have my TPH brand. I have my mental wellness. I have other things because this industry, if you let it, it'll steal your soul. But I refuse to let that happen.
Yes. There's a song in there about life can never break your soul. It's a quote from one of the songs that Hallie sings in the movie. It seems like this is the right time for people to hear something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was deliberate, wasn't it, Blitz?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to run this too long because, you know, sometimes there's certain videos that you play and they say, hey, you're not allowed to play it. So we're going to give you a copyright strike, which is not as bad as a community guideline strike, but we don't want any strikes at all, right? We don't want any strikes at all. Anyway, let me wrap this down. And I'm going to be back early tomorrow, which might be a little too early for those on the East Coast of the United States. I'm over here now, but I haven't abandoned my core following, even though when I walk the streets of Accra, there are people who are like, Lancescurv. I was like, whoa, the internet's a powerful place, powerful space, you know. But let me know, for those of you who are watching it, and yes, thank you so much, Gadsden Gallery. Admiration for you too. That's right. Yes, much love. Always, always. You're very precious. We don't get a chance to talk all the time, but I know your spirit. I know your essence. I can feel you from where you are. You know, I'm a little zany sometimes in the stuff I put out, but you know, I'm deeply spiritual and connected to those who I love righteously. And that includes a lot of other people here who are here right now. But anyway, I'm falling asleep, kind of, sort of. 2 hours ago, I was like, whoa, am I going to do this show tonight? But I had to touch on those things. I wasn't trying to rag Mo'Nique or anything, like throw her under the bus, but you know, from what I'm hearing, and it's public knowledge that, you know, her interpersonal skills a bit aggressive. And sometimes we end up that way after going through so much. But We all can improve. Every day that we're on this earth, we should try to ascend, to get better. We can always learn something. We're never going to know everything. We might excel in a certain area of expertise, but it doesn't mean we know everything. Imagine how vast this world is. And I remember being in Orlando, Florida, even New York City, and saying, wow, you know, there's more to it than just what I see. You know, the world is big. I plan to travel a lot. I got my dual citizenship now. You know, so I'm going to go more places than ever. I'm here, and I'm going to share it with you every step of the way. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this down. McGill Gill. Yes, I see you. I see you. And there are a lot of folks here, but people are hiding. They're a little shy tonight, but that's okay. It's getting late. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this down. And just want you to know I love you all. And we're going to be back tomorrow. Now, after certain bits of work are done in my premises here, I'll be able to go on twice a day, regular, and sprinkle different shorts and different things, because this is what I do. And I'm open for suggestions for talk shows. You can always reach me at Lancescurv.com. All the information is here on this banner, and also below in the description area. Everything is there. I'm the easiest person to reach, and don't be afraid for the fact that I'm in West Africa. Don't think if you pick up the phone and call me on 407-590-0755 directly, it's not going to incur any long distance bills because it goes through an app. So once I pay my little $143 for the year, it's free for me and it's free for you. Okay? If you text me there, it will come through as an email. WhatsApp, I love it. Even though we know we're being monitored, you know, I'm not conspiracy theory guy, but a lot of things I say come true because my third eye is wide open. But you can use WhatsApp, add me in, shoot me a text. Understand we do have different hours. So, you know, I'm a night bird, but I love to wake up at 3 and 4 in the morning. And it's not going to happen for me right now because it's 12:33. I'm going to sleep late and I'm going to love it. But anyway, much love to you all. Lancescurv out. Peace.
So, hello, this is Martha. Actually, today I got to meet my friend Lance. Yes, I got to meet my friend Lance. This is my first time meeting him in person, and he's a very kind man, seriously. I do talk with him on phone, on WhatsApp, but I've never got to meet him. But today, he's just extraordinary. He's very, anything you want to know about life, anything you want to know about just human, anything you want to know about life, please. YouTube, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media channels, you got to find him there. He's very inspiring. He's very positive. If you want anything positive about life, please subscribe to Lancescurv. And then every day you got to see different videos, different talks, different topics about life. See you.